Well, now, let me share with you six financial or six success secrets that you aren't supposed to share with anybody. By the way, have you ever heard of a story of someone who said, guess what? That guy was doing okay until he shared or she shared some of the secret about the finance things and all those kind of things as far as the success is concerned. There's some of the things that we need to retain them a secret. And by the way, but sometimes this information is not has penetrated into the African society, but I always tell people sometimes it's good when you go to a professional, you ask them about certain things as far as the investments and finances are concerned, rather than asking some of the guys whom you call them your friends, you call them your family members, and what have you. Because the science says that if you tend to overshare the information that you have or your next move, it tends to have some repercussions as far as you achieving that goals. Some things are far much better when you're kept secret, and it's always good to tame your tongue. One thing, the success, what you say you can and can is always under your tongue. That is it. Anyway, guys, guess what? This is Joseph speaking, and I talk about finance, talk about investment and anything related to exactly that. Go ahead and like the video and make sure that you subscribe on this good channel, because I do post a video each and every time, so you'll be notified whenever I upload a new good video. And by the way, if you'd like to have a conversation with me, my number is always on the description of this specific video. You can get that. Let's get to the business. Okay, now here we are. Let's go talk the point number one. Number one, never share something called your next big investment. Never share that. Never share your next big investment. Okay, what do I mean by that? You see, you're out there telling everybody, hey, guess what? I just want to buy a property. I'm looking forward into buying an apartment. It's worth 200,000 USD, both, worth 20 billion, whatever. You're just talking big, thinking that you're bragging before them, and like you're just trying to show them how successful you are. Yeah, I understand we do have enemies in our lives, and we would love to see the enemy seeing us being successful. I totally understand your point, but you never know. Some enemies are helpless. They can't do anything about you, but some can actually harm you and do something against that. And sometimes it's always good to make sure that you just keep your secret. Let the success make noises for you. Don't have to go out there and prove a point. Have you ever come across maybe your cousin, your brothers, or your sisters? Whenever they talk big. And when you listen to them, they don't talk big to inspire you. They talk big probably to show you how stupid you are. You haven't been doing the right thing, probably to show you that how successful they have been doing, and how, or to show you, hey, guess what, you need to change out your tactics and what have you. Sometimes it's good if you're talking big to inspire somebody somewhere. For example, if I come here, I should tell you, hey, listen, guess what? I made $1 million bob yesterday. You see, this is how exactly you can do it. And if the process is working, that is not bragging. It's a way of telling you, hey, it can be done. I've come from this. For example, I always share my story and tell you guys, well, this is where I come from, okay, in terms of where I was doing and all those kind of things, and this is where I am, and this is where we are heading. See, that's actually inspiring. But if you're just out there bragging to people and showing people, trying to prove a point, that is not a thing. If you want to buy an apartment, for God's sake, you might be sharing that information for somebody, or to somebody who is about to go hungry tonight. So it's good to be very keen and cautious before you do anything as far as the sharing of that information is concerned. And if maybe you want to get some handheld, like right to be shown, like, right and left and all those kind of things, go get somebody who is a professional, somebody who has, by the way, if you ask me, I always tell people it is good to share your information as far as the investment to people who do not have any interest with you. For example, say you contact Good Joseph, or maybe you contact somebody of your choice, maybe your financial advisor or whoever they are. They are not your friends, they're not your neighbors, they're not your family members and what have you. Just a guy who is interested with a couple of thousand, maybe they share the information, done, you're done. Okay, that way you're likely to get true information, and you're gonna get some of the information not gonna be revealed out there. So it's good to make sure that you don't share all this information as far as the success is concerned. And that's why you see some of the wealthy and rich people, they just keep quiet, they do the thing, and you just see the something. You just see, oh wow, is that guy who bought that thing? Wow, I didn't know. The guy doesn't even look like this if the one. You get the thing? That is exactly how it goes by. So let's go to the point number two. The point number two, never share anything to do with called the financial gains. Never share your financial gains, okay? There's some people who will tell you, by the way, I don't know, if you come from Kenya, there was a story, though it's a very weird story to share here. I'm not going to go into the details. There was a boy who actually won a certain amount of money. I think it was around 2,000 USD or 3,000 USD from a betting on something of which I don't advocate for. But anyway, it is what it is. The guy won that amount of money, and he was all over the place sharing with people, hey, guess what? I won 200,000. I want to. And for those who come from Kenya, they already know what exactly happened. I'm not going to go to the deep of that story. It was so bad. It was had a very, very bad ending. So sometimes it's good when you keep quiet. If there is something called a windfall. A windfall is a money coming in. You see, have you ever met some people telling you, hey, you know what, 10 million are coming up, 3 million is coming, 2 million is coming, guys, I will be rich in a few times, or whatever, those kind of things. Just don't share the information. Keep them a secret. Again, it's the same case thing. You never know whom you're sharing the information with. And as I always love to tell people, by the way, it is good when you consult somebody who is a financial advisor to tell you, if this shows up, then you can be able to allocate this and do the other thing. There's some people who can give them 2 or 3 or 4 million, then they think like it's a lot of money, they end up misusing the money, and you can get yourself into lots of problems. So the thing is, do not share things to do your financial gains. This can actually attract some people who really don't mean good for you. And by the way, if there is something is very hard, those people who have money usually have in their lives, is to actually differentiate who really means good to them and who are their true friends. Sometimes you don't know, and I'm telling you, because and that's why they say when a rich person comes here and just says anything, everybody tends to clap and be happy, no matter how useless the thing it is, because you never know who is real to you. You never know who is giving you a sincere smile. You never know who is giving you a sincere advice and all those kind of things. So you really have to be very, very, very wise when you're actually dealing with people, because some people might be around you just to hear what you have so that they can find a way either to get something from you, either roughly or maybe in a soft way. The point is, sometimes you can share some financial gains with some. For example, you can tell somebody, I'm earning like 50,000 or 60,000, that is in Kenyan shillings, and to them it's a huge amount of money, and then they think like, wow, guess what, you should be helping us. I mean, you can't be earning that amount of money, and this is where we are, and all those kind of things. And the point is this, probably you're even trying the best as you can, you're living below your means. Okay, it is good to make sure that you don't just go out there and share anything and everything to people, because you can get yourself into problems. Can you imagine sharing some information with family members? Maybe you tell them, I earn this amount of money, then everybody shares the bills to you, they share, or what we call, they shoulder everything onto you. You're gonna get yourself into problems. So it's good to keep those those things in secret. Okay, let's go to the next point. The next point, by the way, kind of marries the same point at number 3, is called never share what we call your current savings. You know, your current savings. Have you ever met some people telling you, hey, guess what, I have tried as much as I can in this year. You know what, I watched Good Joseph at the beginning of this year, and for the first time, I have managed to save 200,000. I have it with me, and I'm looking forward at the end of the year. I'm gonna start doing this and all those kind of. And no, you don't do that. Okay? Some people don't even understand that you have actually saved. By the way, have you ever met somebody who actually bought something and you're like, you mean that guy had that a lot of money? The guy doesn't even look like he had that kind of money. It is true, because some people tend to have this belief that, for example, let's say you have a friend who maybe you earn like 1,500 per day or something, or let's say 30 or 40,000, and then after 1 year the guy has been saving consistently, or for 2 years the guy has a lot of money, and the guy maybe has been investing in a money market fund, has never shared with you, and then after 2 years the guy goes and buys a second-hand car to get into the Uber. You yourself, you have never done anything. Guess what happens? Most of the people tend to be like, hey, the guy must have stolen that money. Oh, I don't think that man. The guy has been supported by the family members. Oh, I think it's that rich uncle who came. That's why that guy has that money. And that guy cannot even save, and all those kind of things. So people tend to have this conclusion that a magic has to happen and has to be known by everybody for you to get a certain amount of money. They don't believe that you can just save some. You know, there are some people who they cannot sleep in the same house with a couple of hundreds of thousands. There are some people, if you know you have that amount of money, you get disturbed at all the day. You don't even have the peace of your mind. And the first thing I always tell people is that when you get the money, just remain cool, remain calm, just think through, don't feel through. If you feel through, you're gonna affect all that amount of money. There are some people, if you credit some more cash into their account right now, they see it, the next thing they think is where should I go the next clubbing? How can I throw the next party? And all those kind of things. So to them, then when they see you and you're the same level, getting a certain amount of money, they tend to think you must have been supported by somebody else. They don't understand there is a power of saving. There is a power of what we call the living below your means, so that you can get that money and do something in future. So it is good to do what we call the delayed gratification. And I always advocate for that. Delayed gratification. Just because you can afford, just hold on. Do not upgrade your life too fast. Then go ahead and you can do that specific thing later, and you can actually go ahead and transform your lives. Let's go to point number 4. The point number 4 is none other than having what we call, do not share your asset. Do not share your asset or the ownership of the asset that you have, or maybe something called like the wealth that you have. You know, don't go out there sharing people, hey, you know what, I own this flock of the herd of cattle, flock of sheep, I own these properties, I own the cars, I own all those kind of things, I cannot go broke, I cannot. you get the thing. Just don't brag to people what you own. You never know. Just keep quiet. In short, like you might actually feel like all these points relate to each other, but the point is there are those specific niches or points whereby I love to put them across for you to understand. There's some of the things are not worth sharing it, because if you do, then you can get yourself into lots of problems. It is good when you keep away from sharing this information, because again, it goes back to the same point. You never know whom you're sharing with. All right, just keep them secret, and that's how you can even attract what we call the bad blood. And then you keep on asking yourself, what the heck did that happen, or what exactly happened that I'm in the situation that I am right now? Allow me to go to point number 5. All right, the number 5, if this is totally a bit of the finances, is about keep your private health life secret. Keep your private health life secret. What do I mean? By the way, there's things that we don't talk much about life. It's about health. And I always tell people your health is always your wealth. And if you cannot be able to take care of your health, I'm telling you, it's the first source of your wealth. So it is good. Some of the diseases or some of the problems that you might be suffering, don't tell people. Can you imagine sharing with people? People know you are rich, you have all this property, and then you tell them, I have ABCD disease. I don't want to mention the names anyway, and God forbid all those things, okay? Can you imagine just sharing that? People can take advantage of it, be like, we're just banking on this guy to face off so that we can get what he or she has. It is good to keep some of the things secret. But if it comes to the family members, the closest family members, maybe a wife or husband, or maybe kids or mother, father, sisters, brothers, some of that information is quite okay to share with them. But not just anybody who is out there and you feel like they're your friends and whatever and kind of things, okay? It's good to keep some of this information. And that's why you even hear maybe even some, big people in politicians and what have you. Some of them, they just keep this thing private until to a point whereby they say, like, guess what? I think we can no longer hide it. Let's just put it across there. If provided probably when you usually have some influence to some people out there, it is good when you make sure that at least you keep this information private. Then last one is your love life. Your love life again can actually be used against you, because remember one thing, and never forget these words, that what you love most is usually the weaknesses. It can actually be attributed to weaknesses, okay? See, what people don't know, and I want you to get this correct, what they don't know, they talk about it, and then what they know, they attack. So keep a lot of things under the category of it's not known by the people. If they don't know, they usually talk about it. There's some people usually, I don't want to mention the names, even in Kenya. There's some of the celebrities you cannot even tell how is their life is. So even if you were to attack them, you don't even know where to attack them. Some of the things, the properties they own, it's just secret. You can't know. You just see them in the limelight. For example, you see only maybe it's a husband who is the popular one. You just the person on the limelight. You don't even see the other partner. If it's the wife is the popular one, you don't see the other partner. So it is always good to when you keep some of these secrets so that at least, because you never know again as far as that is concerned. Anyway guys, guess what, that marks the end of my video. Go ahead and like the video, make sure that you subscribe, leave me a comment on the comment section, and that for now it's a goodbye. But don't forget, see you in the next one, and I do post a video each and every day. So if you do want to miss any, make sure that you leave me a like there and subscribe to this channel. For now, it's a goodbye, and see you in the next one.